go with our cane choreography, which we've gone over in class quite a bit. I'm going to put the individual steps in the comments section, and we do know that, let's acknowledge that this is from Southern Egypt, also known as Upper Egypt. It's a folk dance that's beloved throughout Egypt. So getting to the choreography, we start with a 12-beat introduction. I started facing left just by happenstance, but because we're spiraling around and facing front, half the class could also start right, And we could have a mirror image of each other walking around, and then all the class facing front. But to start the choreography, let me go into the left side, the way I started it, and find the balance. Strike, strike, paw, paw, strike, strike, paw, paw, strike, bouncy step, 2, 3, strike, bouncy step, 2, 3. Which brings us face front, where we will go into the faluka. The faluka, if you want to see the feet, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Except there's a change in height. So when we go forward, we're going to go lower and then back up on our toes, while our arms are rowing the imaginary boat. 2, 3, 4. From here, a pivot turn. Now, when we do the pivot turn, let's make it neat, where we look where we're going to be turning, but also we pay attention that our feet are landing really just halfway around that circle. So, and then the other thing is, while we're doing this turn, we're swaying our hips to make it sassy. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, we switch into bata. This is actually related to the meshi step, which is kind of like just like a walk like this. But the bata, like a duck, you would stick your tail out more. So it's more of a rocking walk. So we would have 4 beats of the bata. And then notice when I'm doing the bata that my arm isn't like this and it's not like this. It's just about like this, so that you have a nice presentation from the side as you're doing your hip swaying. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, pivot around, jump back, strike the hip, into Saidi step, which is this. 1 hop, 2, 3, 4. On the 4th beat, we twirl the cane once, keeping it close to the body so that we're not hitting people or things. So here we go into the Saidi step. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, strike the ground and catch. And then we have hip raise, while the cane is sliding down, because we're going to strike the floor again. Strike, kick to your left shoulder. Big shimmy for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our cane goes to our head, because if it's not, then look, it's going to block our torso, and we have a torso movement here. Let me get closer. So it's chest up, down, hip back, hip forward, chest up. The cane comes down. Notice that we're at a 3/4 view where we're facing, and we go into the shed step, the pull. So the shed goes 1, 2, little hops, 3, 4, pivot, 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, we go into the Ross step, except instead of just doing it face forward, we're going to be bringing it around so that we end up facing 180 degrees, like facing back. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. From here into the pas de bourrée, 2, 3, and then we stop facing my left here into this funny rhythmic walk that we're going to use to travel to our sparring partners. This assumes that we've already chosen our partner who we want to spar with, and we needed a walk to get to them. That's kind of fun and rhythmic to do. So the walk is as follows. Step, strike, step, strike, step. Freeze. Step, strike, step, strike, strike. Freeze. Step, strike, step, strike, strike. Freeze. Step, strike, step, strike, strike. Freeze. And now we're in position that we can spar. This step is called the harb. The darb. This is the darb where we strike your partner's cane in sort of an X formation. So it's so that's part 1, and I will see you in part 2.